Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat at welcome po sa isa na namang video ng Payo ng Abogado. Ang pag-uusapan natin sa module na ito ay tungkol sa mitigating circumstance of minority. Ito po ay handog sa inyo ni Attorney Bernardo M. Loceres. Simulan na po natin. Mitigating circumstance of minority. This is the case. An information was filed charging Dorado, Ramos, Confessor, and Cabiasao of the crime of frustrated murder committed against Ronald Bonyon. Before the RTC, the accusatory portion of which reads that on or about the 15th day of March 2004 in the municipality of Taguig, Metro Manila, Philippines, and within the jurisdiction of this honorable court, the above-named accused in conspiracy with one another and with Jerwin Dorado E. Felipe at Ewing, who is a 16-year-old minor, and with two unidentified companions whose true identities and present whereabouts are still unknown, with the intent to kill by means of the qualifying circumstances of treachery and evident premeditation, aggravated by the circumstances of nighttime, and with the use of an improvised shotgun or sumpak, a deadly weapon, and unlicensed firearm, did then and there willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously attack, assault, and shoot with said deadly weapon one Ronald Bonyon E. Bozar, thus performing all the acts of execution which would have produced the crime of murder as a consequence, but nevertheless did not produce it by reason of causes independent of the will of the accused, that is due to the timely and able medical assistance rendered to said victim which prevented his death. Contrary to law. The Regional Trial Court, or RTC, found Dorado guilty beyond reasonable doubt of the crime of frustrated murder. The Court of Appeals affirmed the RTC decision, finding that Dorado committed the crime of frustrated murder because he had the intent to kill Ronald when he fired his sumpak, hitting the portion between the two eyes of the victim. It noted that Ronald would have died were it not for the timely medical attention. The appellate court also agreed with the RTC that Dorado's act of waiting for Ronald to come out of the talipapa where the latter was hiding indicated evident premeditation. What is the issue? The issue is whether Jerwin Dorado is exempted from criminal liability. What is the ruling? Section 6 of RA 9344 provides that the following minors shall be exempt from criminal liability. Number 1. Those below 15 years of age at the time of the commission of the crime, and Number 2. Those above 15 years but below 18 years of age who acted without discernment. A perusal of the records will readily show that Dorado was a 16-year-old minor at the time of the commission of the crime on March 15, 2004. The information filed against him consistently stated his minority. For said reason, he must benefit from the provisions of RA 9344 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2006 as amended. Even though the said law was enacted on April 28, 2006, the same must be retroactively applied for the benefit of Dorado pursuant to the well-entrenched principle in criminal law. Favorabilia sunt amplianda adiosa retrigenda, or penal laws which are favorable to the accused are given retroactive effect. The judgment of conviction of Jerwin Dorado is hereby reversed and set aside by reason of the exempting circumstance of minority. Basic reason recognizing exempting circumstance. The basic reason behind the exempting circumstance is complete absence of intelligence, freedom of action of the offender, which is an essential element of a felony, either by dolus or by culpa. Intelligence is the power necessary to determine the morality of human acts to distinguish a licit from an illicit act. On the other hand, discernment is the mental capacity to understand the difference between right and wrong. As earlier stated, the prosecution is burdened to prove that the accused acted with discernment by evidence of physical appearance, attitude, or deportment not only before and during the commission of the act, but also after and during the trial. The surrounding circumstances must demonstrate that the minor knew what he was doing and that it was wrong. Such circumstance includes the gruesome nature of the crime and the minor's cunning and shrewdness. Acted with discernment. For a minor at such an age to be criminally liable, the prosecution is burdened to prove beyond reasonable doubt, by direct or circumstantial evidence, that he acted with discernment, meaning that he knew what he was doing and that it was wrong. Such circumstantial evidence may include the utterances of the minor, his overt acts before, during, and after the commission of the crime, relative thereto, the nature of the weapon used in the commission of the crime, his attempt to silence a witness, his disposal of evidence, or his hiding the corpus delicti. Intent and discernment are two different concepts. In the case of Jerwin Dorado versus People of the Philippines, the disquisition regarding intent and discernment are as follows. The word intent has been defined as a design, a determination to do a certain things, an aim, the purpose of the mind, including such knowledge as is essential to such intent, the design to resolve, or determination with which a person acts. It is this intent which comprises the third element of dolo as a means of committing a felony, freedom and intelligence being the other two. On the other hand, we have defined the term discernment as used in Article 12.3 of the RPC, in the old case of People versus Doquena, in this wise. The discernment that constitutes an exemption to the exemption from criminal liability of a minor under 15 years of age but over 9 who commits an act prohibited by law in his mental capacity to understand the difference between right and wrong. We have just finished the course of Mitigating Circumstance of Minority. Thank you.